it's Briana. Welcome to my channel. If you want to see how I got this green smoky eye using the Jaclyn Morphe palette, then stick around. Alright, let's get started. I'm excited for today's eye look with the Jaclyn palette. We're going to do a green smoky eye, but I'm also very excited about a new foundation that I have discovered. The first couple of times I used this, I was not a big fan of it. It took a little playing around with, figuring out application. The consistency of it is different, more of a cream, and then setting it, because I am very oily, so foundation's always an issue with it breaking apart right here on me. So I figured out how to set that with my translucent powder, and I just really love it. This is like one of the best color matches that I have found. Usually they're either too pink, too yellow. This one's just perfect, and I did want to talk about it just briefly and show you the application of it. If you just want to see the Jaclyn green smoky eye look, just fast forward on to that. Alright, so this is the Revlon Colorstay Full Coverage Matte Foundation in 330 Natural Tan is the color I'm going to be using. And if I forget to mention any colors that I'm using of anything, I usually always put that down below in the description. Okay, so like I say, I've been playing around with this for a couple weeks now, and the best way that I've found to apply it is just squeeze it out on my hand like that, just like I do my moisturizer. By the way, I'm already moisturized, primed, and got my eyelids primed. So I'm just gonna rub this together and just start patting it on. So I'm just gonna start kind of patting this in and just blend out towards the hairline. The first couple of times I used it, the first time I didn't put near enough setting powder. If you have dry skin issues, this would probably be a great consistency for you, and you probably wouldn't have the trouble that I've had with it breaking apart. I do have to set my entire face using this. And by the way, I'm using my Morphe E6 brush for the foundation. Next, I'm going to take my Estee Lauder Double Wear concealer in light medium warm. This is an absolute favorite of mine. And I'm going to blend this in with my Morphe M536 brush. Alright, I've tried this foundation with a couple different setting powders. If you are oily like I am, you may want to do something a little heavier, like the Too Faced Born This Way powder. That seems to really be very drying, especially underneath the eye and around your nose. So if you are oily, this is a great option to use with this foundation. But I had great luck going in with my Coty Airspun loose translucent face powder. Just get a little bit of it in the cap here. I'm going to swirl my Morphe Y11 brush and just set that really good underneath the eyes. And on my nose really well. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to swirl just a big fluffy brush around and just kind of buff that. I just want to make sure everything is really locked in place. Okay, we're going to rush through the rest of the face, but I just really wanted to mention that foundation to you guys because I've been enjoying it so much and it's so affordable. now for the fun part. I've done a really cool red, white, and blue eye look with this palette too for the 4th of July. If you guys would like to see that, leave me comments down below and I'll try and recreate that again. If I find a picture, I'll stick it in here for you guys to see. So first we're gonna scoot on in. Okay, we should be nice and close now. The first color I'm gonna dip into is the 3rd one in the palette, Silk Cream. I'm just gonna take that on my Sigma E35 blending brush and just start working that in above the crease. All right, next we are going to go in with Creamscicle and just bring that down a little further. And for that, I'm using my Morphe R39 brush. Spit it out here in a minute. Just gonna really work that color into the crease. Okay, next we're gonna go in with a MAC Fluffy brush. I cannot read what this is. And we're going to go into the shade Enchanted right here. And what I'm gonna do is just concentrate this on the outer portion of my eye. So I've just got it on the tip of the brush and I'm just gonna start stamping it and then just slightly blending it in. All right, so I've got this green color in the spots where I want it. So we're gonna go in on the lid with the green shimmer and then we're gonna go a little further out in that outer V with a black. So now the name of the game is blend, blend, blend. All right, now for the lid color, we're gonna go in with Diva. It's gonna be this shade right here. And I'm just going to rub that in with my finger. I've got a flat brush that I could wet and do all that, but really, it's just as fast, easy, and the color payoff is just as good using your finger. All right, so now I want to brighten up I'm trying to decide if I want to do the inner corner or the center of my eyelid. I think we'll go in the center. So we're going to take the second color in the palette, Beam, I do believe. Again, just swirl that around on my finger and just pat that right in the center. All right, so now I'm going to go in with the very first color in the palette, Enlight. I'm going to tap in with my MAC 228 brush, and I'm just going to highlight that brow bone. Okay, next we're gonna take a Sigma E45 brush. This does have a slanted edge to it, which is great. That's what I like to use to just do that outer V. For this, we are gonna take the darkest shade in the palette, and that's the very last one, Abyss. And I'm just gonna really pat that color and place it right where I want it to be. And then just slowly work that back and forth. Okay, I'm just going to take that MAC Fluffy brush, kind of wipe it off, and then just soften all these edges up so nothing's too harsh. Now let's take the first color in the palette, Enlight. We're going to put that on a Sigma E56 brush. All right, now we're ready to smoke out that lower lash line, and for that we're going to go in with that same color on the lid, Diva, this color right here. And I'm going to wet my brush. I'm going to take a little Too Faced Hangover setting spray and just wet that MAC flat brush. When I'm using a shimmer on the lower lash line like that, the reason I like to wet it is, for one, it helps prevent fallout, and for two, I just think it makes the color just really show up and pop. All right, we are ready for lashes. I'm going in with the Ardell Natural Lash. Now it's time to line those lips. I'm going to be going in with Maybelline's Superstay Matte Ink in Seductress. All right, now we want to finish this off with some setting spray and really lock this into place. That's another thing about this foundation. A good setting spray does help it last all day. I'm going to go in with the Morphe setting spray. Take a powder puff and just kind of meld everything together. That way nothing looks cakey, my powder is not sitting on top of my skin. And I especially love doing this to really kind of blend in the highlight. Alright guys, this is the finished look. I really like how it turned out. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.